I'm here to talk about variations on costings for drums. So this is if I'm making them for you or if I've got them for sale. Workshops are a little bit different. Workshops do generally have the same base price, and they also have a concession price for the 18 and 14 inch drums of $50 discount. So I'm not going to do the exact costs because that'll all update on the website and it may change over time. This is one of the 22 inch drums, and this was a prompt someone just asked, and I thought it's the first 22 inch drum I made, and it's made quite beautifully. If you look detailed, this is done with what you would call a fine weaving. So you can see, the lighting's not the best here actually. It's actually got some really beautiful details. There are other photos. There's two different layers, two different fabrics that run through, and different colours, and that kind of works well. It's a finer weaving, and this is the one that I use in the workshops now because there's more variation, and if you make a mistake or have an extra knot, you would say that you can't see it because it's just such a beautiful method. So that is an extra cost if I make it for you. If it's done in the workshop, that's something that's included, that you can use this finer cord. Now the comparison, you'll see this is another drum. This is with the thicker cord, so if I'm going to be making it for you directly, you'll see this has a thicker cord, and you can see the knots do, even when they're done well, they do have an extra thickness to them because it's a much thicker cord. However, for the sound of the drum, there's no difference. One thing that's included in all the drums is a variable tensioner. So you can see this, and they do that, and that actually adjusts the tension. I won't do an example of that now, but that's amazing, especially for those in different weather. This is an 18 inch drum. It's an older one, beautiful one. It's sort of one of my favorites. I'm just not gonna pass on. I had also thought that I'm not gonna pass this one on, and I've said that to numerous people before, but I thought, someone asked again recently, said, have you got a 22 inch deer drum? And I said, well, actually I am attached to it, but maybe I might be willing to part with it. So we still need to have that conversation, but that would also actually have an extra cost because it's got a lot of value to me. It's like the first big drum, well not big, I've actually made big drums before, I've got a big power drum. It's the first of the 22 inch ones which I actually get people to make, and they're huge. You can see how amazing they are. Incredible sound, they're big. A thicker hoop, that's a 3 inch hoop rather than a 2 inch, and they play well. Another variable though is a lot of drums, some people now choose to put crystals on them, and it's really beautiful to have a crystal palm. It fits well in the hand, and you'll see here's one here, and it often makes it more comfortable to play with just a small amount. So this here, something like that, you bind that on, and that's something beautiful. I have had a stone on this before I wanted to have, but then I've taken that off now, and it just makes it easier to hold, and it just feels beautiful. Especially when it's your own, they hold a beautiful energy, and they're there. When I say your own, I have these other people play them as samples, so that's another thing. Here's another one which I looked at, so this is something like this combined on. For the workshops, that's free. That's a demonstration I do, and you can weave it and bind it in yourself. There's no charge to that, and there's a video you can use to take home. I also do that, so if someone's interested in putting their own crystal on it, when I'm making it for them, I can give them some extra cord, and I'll give them a video they can take, and they can actually bind it in themselves, which is a nice thing to do, especially if it's made for you as well. So that's one variable or extra, and there's an extra cost in that, and that's the same cost whether it's a 22 inch, a 14 inch or an 18 inch drum, of course. Like I said, nothing or a single cost. Now, another one is, if we're doing something like this, other ones, this is a buffalo hide, and the buffalo hides are transparent. On the cost of hides, buffalo, goat and kangaroo are the same price. The deer hide is more expensive, so that's an extra cost as well. That'll be kind of published. The other thing is, if you wanted something like this, I do have chakra crystals, so these are crystal points. I can sort of do that, and sometimes we can bind them on the inside. And for some, that might be there that you don't see, but you can actually see them with the buffalo hide drum, so that's kind of really cool too. This one's quite beautiful. Someone needs to, and that's one of the beauty. You can see it's amazing how transparent that is and beautiful. Other variables, drumsticks, of course they come with it, that's included in the cost. The tail, however it is, if I've got feathers I can sort of do that, or I can provide, you know, some materials and you can make it yourself with a video, but I include that in the cost. If I make it, it's included in the cost in a workshop, of course, too, whether it's my feathers or ones that you choose. Now, drum bags. Here's the older style of drum bag that I use, and I've got quite a lot of them. I ordered them, and they have, you can't see, this one's not attached, it's a new one, and they've got a little strap for a shoulder strap that goes over, easy to carry around, and they've got a carry handle. They've got my name with my old website on it, and you can put your drumsticks in there, that's sort of fine. These ones here, some of them have these handles, some of them don't, so they may be cheaper with that. Over time, as I run out of those, this one is a new one. The other ones are padded and they're quite beautiful. The reason why you would have a bag is they keep the moisture out, which means the drum holds better. They also protect them a bit more, although they are pretty sturdy, but it is nice to have one, especially if you're carrying them portable. And if you have the capacity to sew and do all that, feel free to make your own. That's a great thing too, and these are just ones that I have for extras. This is a new one. The newer one that I have, I've got a newer supplier, much better quality. The handles are sturdier, there's more thicker fabric. With the other one's fine, the padding in it's thicker. It's got the strap, shoulder strap, similar to the other one, but it also has a backpack shoulder thing, and they're awesome to hang around. So I only have a few of these at the moment, and I will be getting more in the future, but I've got to wait till my other ones run down on stock. So that's something that'll be coming too. So that's an extra cost, and of course the newer ones will be dearer, but I've got that. That's the basic outline, a difference on costs. Three things is the difference between the thicker cord and the finer cord, and the reason there's a charge for that is this finer cord, it's more detailed, it comes up, but it's just much more time to do. So if I'm making it for you, I need to charge for that. So that's it there. There is also the crystal. So if there is a crystal or a stone or something that I bind, I have to have that first. And it has to be, I do have some. Or I can provide a video and you can just do it yourself. And I'll provide the cord, and that's a really lovely thing to do. Of course, the bags are simple, and so that does bring that variation. But that, with all the different hides and types and everything, it just provides just a beautiful expression of yourself. And if I do make them, I may have some made, but if I make them specifically for you, some people request to have a few details in them, like writing something on the hoop, or doing a few elements to make it personal, or they may provide a crystal that I bind. Again, much easier if it's local, but if not, there's the postage as well. Anyway, so thank you. I hope you find this fascinating, and if you're keen for a drum to be made and to be called, I'm really happy to sit down and create a beautiful space in my time and help you create a drum that's perfect for you.